notice that I am rocking the SGC shirt today. SGC, I met them at the National. They gave me this cool t-shirt, told me to rep them in a video, so that's what I'm doing. SGC was my go-to during the pandemic. I'd be lying if I say that they're my go-to now, because I do like PSA as well, which I had some back and forth with that, you know, when they were screwing people during the pandemic and stuff, but holding all the cards, and SGC was able to get you your stuff back. But there is still some really good value in SGC, and I'll tell you where it's at. SGC is the best for, like, if you need to flip something that's time sensitive, for instance, like a Bailey Zappi. Now, I don't know that this guy's going to be the next Tom Brady or not, but if I was a gambling man, I would bet that he's not going to be that, and that this is the best his hype's ever going to be, and you should unload now, right? So say you just pulled one, and you want to get it back fast enough to sell it at right now's prices. SGC is the one to go to. Now, of course, you know, like, the difference between an SGC 10 and a PSA 10, you're going to leave some money on the table, but if you wait for PSA to get you back your Bailey Zappi and they don't get it back to you until December and people have long forgotten about the guy, then you're going to lose even more money. So you might as well send it to SGC, get it back real quick, flip it, and be done with it, right? But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk to you about the player that I have made the most money on in 2022, and it's no surprise, and you're going to say, like, oh, well, this was easy for you because you're an Eagles fan, so, like, you probably just invest in all of them, and if you're right, you're right, you're wrong, you're wrong. But no. Ever since they drafted Jalen Hurts, I have been a Jalen Hurts guy. I've been collecting all his stuff because I knew there would be a day that he reigned supreme. And the reason for this is I recognize work ethic. I believe in work ethic. How do you think I got here? But I believe in work ethic because, you know, all of these guys are super athletes, right? But, like, the guys that, like, have that drive, that Tom Brady will to be great, you're not going to really stop those guys, you know? I mean, unless they just get hurt or they are so far down the barrel that they can't do it. But this guy is talented enough that if you realize that his personality type is the type that he wants to dominate, he wants to be great, he's going to work hard, and that's what results in him improving every year since his high school senior season. He's improved every single season since then, and he's great. And you know, I just wanted to show you some stuff here. Now, I've sold a bunch because, you know, you want to hedge, right? Like, the Eagles are 6-0. You want to get some of your money now. So I sold a bunch of, you know, I sold an autograph longevity SGC 9 auto 10 for $400 or $350 or somewhere in that range. I bought that card for $40. And then I've got a bunch of stuff that I've hold here. These are kind of holds. I don't know if you remember this from a previous video, but I pulled this laser prism last year at a Prism. Sent it in, gemmed it. They finally got it back. This card, when I pulled it, was worth probably $25 to $50. And right now I can sell this as a 10 for about $300 to $400. So if and when I decide to sell that, that's great. I did unload a bunch of raw stuff that I knew wouldn't gem, and I've made hundreds of dollars off of this. And so this is a situation where I gambled and guessed right. There's been some others that I haven't gambled and guessed right on, like Trey Lance. I was big on him coming into the season, but of course he broke his ankle, and now I'm stuck holding all of that for a while. I picked a lot of these up over time. I traded two blasters of 2021 Optic for this card, and I'm happy with that because those blasters didn't really produce anything. That's just a base Optic Jalen. My friend sent me this in the mail 2 years ago. It's a base Donruss Jalen, and that card is well over $100 now. Picked this pink Mosaic PSA 10 up at the National for, like, dirt cheap, maybe $60, and that card is worth more than $60 now. This was a card I bought 2 years ago and gemmed. It's the pink Optic Preview, and then of course this one I bought right on eBay and gemmed at a 10. I'm probably gonna, like, this was back, like I just said, with SGC. This was back whenever SGC was able to get your stuff back, and so I didn't want to send this into PSA and wait another year for it, but that's numbered to 355. That's a cool card. These cards are all well above where I started with them, and then of course, like I said, I'm going to cross that over to PSA because it'll pretty much double the value on that at this point based on where that's at. And then of course, this card is probably my biggest win that I haven't sold yet, but I bought that. It's a limited auto, like 4-color patch with on-card auto numbered to 49, and I bought that at the National 2 years ago, not this past National, but the one before that for $150. And the comps on this right now are over $500. So if I were to unload this right now, I would profit $400 on it. And so that's the name of the game, right? Prospect on players and try to guess right on them. Jalen Hurts, I was sure of, and the gamble has worked. Now, whether or not I should sell right now or keep holding and hope that they continue to be undefeated and that the values continue to rise, because, for instance, there's cards. What I like to do is, because people overpay for Justin Herbert in the same rookie class, so you know how much room you have for growth when you can measure the distance between what Justin Herbert is selling for in the same card and what Jalen Hurts is at. And a lot of these cards on the higher end, he's still like 50% of Justin Herbert. So I think there's still room for growth there, but you don't want to hold everything, and then if everything tanks, you lose. So, I'm selling some of it now and then holding the rest for later, and some of that's going to be really hard for me to part with because I'm an Eagles fan. But sometimes you just got to do it and then just hope that there's a down period, or maybe during the off season this summer, something like that, you can buy back the ones that you want for a little bit cheaper. So that's the strategy that I use. If you want to, if you wanted me to give you a guy that I would invest in right now, that's a tough one. I don't think I would buy the top on Bailey Zappi. I think I would unload those as soon as possible. Mac Jones, people are very down on him right now. So if Mac Jones is a guy you believe in, which he's not a guy that I believe in, but if he's a guy that you believe in, I would buy his stuff right now because you're buying low. And that's what you want to do, buy low and then sell when there's a hype. And I would say Trey Lance, another guy, if you truly believe in him, you can add a little bit more to the pot because, he won't be back for another year. People have forgotten about him. It was kind of the same thing last year when he was behind Jimmy G sitting. So Trey Lance still on my radar. Trevor hasn't been playing well. So again, a guy that I might consider investing in. Zach Wilson, though, you might want to get on that train before it's too late because the Jets are good. They're winning games. And Zach, whether these young guys just don't know any better or what, they're out there balling and they're winning. And so it's a good situation for them. I might just invest in some Zach Wilson myself just to see where that goes, because New York City's a big city, right? So they got a big fan base. Guys like Gary Vee are going to be all over the Zach Wilson stuff. And so you want to have them in hand before they are at the top, right? You should treat these cards just like I treat commodities and stocks. You want to buy low, sell high. Don't do the opposite. So try to run from the guys that are hot. I wouldn't be buying Jalen Hurts right now if you're looking to make money, because I feel like you could lose there. But those other guys that people are kind of forgetting about and that they are down on, I would go for those guys. So just wanted to give you a taste, kind of flex a little bit and be like, hey, I was right about Jalen Hurts. Eagles are 6-0. They're going to be 6-0 for a whole nother week because they have a bye week, and then they're going to play Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett, another guy I don't really believe in. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So I've thrown some player names your way. I've told you a guy that I was able to make money off of, and maybe at the very least, the helpfulness of this video will maybe have sparked your brain into a way of thinking about cards. Hey, I should be, when people zig, you zag, right? If people are buying Jalen Hurts, then you want to be selling Jalen Hurts, right? And if people are trying to like Justin Fields, I think that guy stinks. I wouldn't buy into him. But if for some reason you think you're right and you think Justin Fields is good, you should zag right now while everyone else zigs. Everyone's unloading their Justin Fields. The sky's falling. You go buy it. Then whenever he starts playing well, you look really, really smart, right? So that's the name of the game. That might be dead obvious to some people, but I bet it's not dead obvious to a lot of people because people come around my table at the card show just trying to buy the stuff that's peaking. So I don't know. I'm trying to help you out and tell you a way that I do it that's more profitable. And, you're going to have to run from the guys you like and run towards the guys you don't like sometimes. And you're going to be wrong some of the time, but as long as you're right 51% of the time, then you're going to be a winner. If you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the page. You can hit the little, the logo. I don't know if it's a subscribe logo or just my company logo, but either way, click it and see what happens. Do that. I'm always sharing content on how to make money. Other ways like Amazon business, eBay business, flipping cards. Anything I can do to help you do that and break away from the chains of your 9-to-5 job, I'm here for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment on the video, ask questions. You can even ask about other stuff. Ask me anything, really. I'll answer it for you. If you like the video, go ahead and like the video. But in the meantime, keep on flipping.